Good day everyone, my name is Mikael Millanes. For today's video, we will discuss about the elements of music. First, I will define what is music. Music is the art of combining sounds of varying pitch to produce coherent composition that is melodious, harmonious, intangible, and expressive ideas and emotions. Also, it is an artistic form of auditory communication incorporating instrumental or vocal tones structured in continuous manners. Also, it is the art of sound in time that is expressing ideas and emotions in significant forms through the elements of melody, harmony, and colors. Tones or sounds occurring either in single line, example given is melody, or in multiple lines, or the harmony. And the feeling of sound in time is rhythm, are the essential elements of the music. For the next slide, history of music. So, music comes from the Greek word musike, means the art of muse. So, it is a common language of mankind to the scientists. So, tinatawag din nila itong system of vibrations. So, ang origin of music ay walang recorded beginning of music. So, 1000 AD, there no such thing as melody up to this time. The time of Chaucer, singing was accompanied by 4 to 5 notes above.
Good day everyone, my name is Flory P. Karabakan, BSBA 2A, and today I'm going to discuss to you the history of music. So music has always been an important cultural and social factor throughout human history. It helped people form tribal bonds and often served religious and spiritual needs. Music has stood the test of time from the prehistoric age till this day. So Darwin was prepared to believe that musical expression as a particular universal human expression is a feature of natural selection linked to communicative function and sexual selection. Herbert Spencer argues that music derives from physiological responses which produce vocal sounds reflective of various human emotions. Like the classical Aristotelian critics and his contemporary composers of tone poems, Robert Wagner believed that musical imitated emotional states, and he believed that he could communicate precise spiritual messages by assigning them to specific musical phrases which he called leitmotifs. And also, Johann Wolfgang Goethe believed that music as a decisive means to form man's character, replacing music as the center of all educational endeavors. And lastly, Robert Nye believed that music then will serve as a medium through which individuals will be acquainted with the various aspects of life, being perspicuous reflections of humanity through ages. So let's move on to the theories about music. So the ancient Babylonians seem to have utilized a cyclic theory of music, as seen through the numbering of their strings from the number 1 through to the number 5, then back down to 1. Music formed an important part of Egyptian life, and musicians occupied a variety of positions in Egyptian society. Music found its way into many contexts in Egypt, like temples, palaces, workshops, farms, battlefields, and the tomb. Music was an integral part of religious worship in ancient Egypt. So it is not surprising that there were gods specifically associated with music. So lastly, the root of music in ancient India are found in the Vedic literature of Hinduism. The earliest Indian thought combined three arts: syllabic recital, melos, and dance. As these fields developed, Sangeeta became a distinct genre of art in a form equivalent to contemporary music.
The Hebrews considered music as a spiritual gift of God because to them music was a matter of religion than art. There exist both traditions of religious music as sung at the synagogue and domestic prayers and of secular music such as klezmer. While some elements of Jewish music may originate in biblical times, differences of rhythm and sound can be found among later Jewish communities that have been musically influenced by a location. The Assyrians used music in their religious ceremonies and rituals. Importance of music in one's culture. Assyrian folk or pop music, also known as Assyrian folk pop music or modern Syriac music, is the musical style of the Assyrian people derived from traditional music that includes a broad range of stylistic varieties, which would also encompass fusions of Western genres such as pop, electronic, Latin, jazz, and or classical music with a melodic basis of Assyrian folk. Assyrian folk music claims to be the descendant of the music of their ancient Upper Mesopotamian ancestors that has survived in the liturgical music of the Syriac churches. The Chinese music had a prominent niche among the Chinese intellectuals. They used the pentatonic 5-note scale. Chinese orchestras traditionally consist of bowed strings, woodwinds, pluck strings, and percussion. Chinese vocal music has traditionally been sung in a thin, non-resonant voice or in falsetto and is usually solo rather than choral. The Romans. Music in Rome before the introduction of Grecian was crude and unsatisfactory. The music of ancient Rome was a part of Roman culture from the earliest of times. Songs were an integral part of almost every social occasion. Roman music was monophonic, consisting of single melodies and not harmonic. There were music competitions such as the ones organized by Emperor Nero. Musicians from all around the empire would come to compete. The pantomimus was an early form of ballet that combined dancing, music, and the equivalent of an opera singer. The Europeans. Southern Europe had the French troubadours, singers from the nobility, trovers, knightly singers, and the minor singers, love singers. Importance of music in one's culture. Europe's musical history is rich and varied, from classical to 80s scenes to Swedish pop domination. Every genre of music has found a home within Europe. The Chinese. Music had a prominent niche among the Chinese intellectuals. They used the pentatonic 5-note scale. Chinese orchestras traditionally consist of bowed strings, woodwinds, pluck strings, and percussions. Chinese vocal music has traditionally been sung in a thin, non-resonant voice or in falsetto and is usually solo rather than choral.
Good day everyone, I am Mark Gregor L. Malsi, and this time I'm going to discuss the history of music, elements of music, and the melody. So first, let's start with the theories about music. The Japanese. They also use pentatonic scale. The national music instrument of Japan is the koto. The Japanese pentatonic scales or the hirajoshi, kumoi, in, and itawo are 5-note scales that emphasize the half-step interval. while the pentatonic major emphasizes the consonant intervals such as the perfect fifth. The Japanese pentatonic scales emphasize the darkness of the upstep. So yung koto pala guys is a Japanese black half-tube zither instrument and the national instrument of Japan. Next is the Italians. The art of singing came to perfection with the development of the opera in Italy in the 17th and 18th centuries, largely due to the development of a new vocal composition called the art song. The music of Italy has traditionally been one of the cultural markers of Italian national and ethnic identity and holds an important position in society and in politics. And last is the Filipinos. Music is their main source of communicating their feelings and emotions. Importance of music in one's culture. So, ito guys, self-explanatory na lang. So, likas kasi sa ating mga Pinoy ang pagkahilig sa music. So, sa atin kasi maraming talentadong composers or songwriters na nakakagawa ng music dahil sa feelings and emotions nila base sa napagdadaanan natin sa buhay. Example nito is pag broken ka, yun, nagagawan mo ng kanta yung pinagdadaanan mo. Now, let's move on to the elements of music. First, we have rhythm. Rhythm is the pattern of movement in time, and under rhythm, we have the beat, tempo, and meter. Beat is the pulse of the music in terms of how fast or slow it flows. In music and music theory, the beat is the basic unit of time, the pulse of the mensural level. The beat is often defined as the rhythm listeners would tap their toes to when listening to a piece of music, or the numbers a musician counts while performing, though in practice this may be technically incorrect. Tempo. Tempo is the speed of the beat. It is maybe slow, medium, fast, or etc. Tempo is most easily determined by the use of metronome, an analog or digital device that clocks the number of bumps by clicking or tapping. In musical terminology, tempo is the speed or pace of a given piece. In classical music, tempo is typically indicated with an instruction at the start of a piece and is usually measured in beats per minute. Meter. Meter is how beats are grouped into small patterns within a larger song. Musical phrases are broken down into segments that shows rhythmic groupings known as measures. In music, meter refers to the regularly recurring patterns and accents such as bars and beats. Unlike rhythm, metric accents are not necessarily sounded but are nevertheless implied by the performer and expected by the listener. Second is the melody. Melody is a coherent succession of pitches. And under melody, we have the pitch, note or tone, the scale, the triad, and the consonant and dissonant. Pitch, note or tone is when referred to in melody. These are the individual sounds that comprise a melody. When you hum or sing or play a melody, you are performing a series of pitches, notes, tones in succession. So example nito is pag nag-hum ka, sabi nga dito sa definition, yung pag or example nito is nagpe-play ka ng instrument like guitar, ganun. Nakakabuo ka ng series of pitches, notes, tones in succession. So then may kaibahan din pala tong tatlo, wherein the pitch is the high or low frequency of a sound. Yung notes naman are musical symbols that indicates the location of a pitch, and the tone is the color or timbre of pitch. Scale. Scale is a pattern of notes used to create a melody. This is what keeps melodies sounding comfortable, familiar, and predictable rather than the random and unpredictable. Most musical scales are in major or the sound happy, yung mga masasayang kanta pakinggan, or minor, sound sad or maybe angry or scary. In music theory, a scale is any set of musical notes ordered by fundamental frequency or pitch. A scale ordered by increasing pitch is an ascending scale, and a scale ordered by decreasing pitch is a descending scale. Triad. Triad is the most classical and popular music uses triadic harmony. Harmony developed by the use of 3-note chords. A triad is a set of 3 notes that can be stacked vertically in thirds. The term harmonic triad was coined by Johannes Lippius in his Hypnosis Musicae Novae. Triads are the most common chords in Western music. When stacked in thirds, notes produce triads. Harmony can sound consonant, meaning the pitches sound pleasant together, or dissonant, meaning the pitches sound unpleasant together. Composers write music with both in mind to help paint a mood and tell a story through music. Examples of consonant intervals is music played in unison, major and minor thirds, perfect fourths and fifths, major and minor sixths, and octaves. While dissonance is a combination of notes that sound unpleasant or harsh. Dissonant interval examples are major and minor seconds, tritone, and major and minor sevenths. That's all.
Good day everyone, I am Marjorie and today I will be discussing about the timbre and dynamics. Timbre is the character of a sound distinct from its pitch, leg or intensity, tone, color. In simple terms, timbre is what makes a particular musical instrument or human voice have a different sound from another, even when they play the same note. It is how we identify the difference between the quality of tone. Dynamics, the aspect of music relating to degrees of loudness. It describes the volume in music. It indicates how loud or soft a passage in a piece of music should be played. It is also expressed by particular musical notation, which is frequently rather elaborate. Moreover, dynamics in music play a crucial role in determining the mood or feel of the music. Dynamics or volume are described in music with Italian words, which are fortissimo, very loud. Fortissimo is a dynamic marking that indicates a very loud volume. Forte, loud. Forte provides contrast to music by giving variation in loudness between notes or phrases. Mezzo forte, medium loud. It is used as a direction in music. Mezzo piano, medium soft. The song that should be played is soft and gentle. Piano, soft. The term piano is used to indicate softness. Pianissimo, very soft. Crescendo, gradually loudening. Diminuendo, gradually softening.
Texture, the pattern of sound created by the interaction of musical voices. What is harmony? Harmony is the relationship of pitches as they sound simultaneously. For harmony to exist, there need to be more than one note sounding at once. Interval, 2 notes sounded at once and the distance between them. Chord, 3 or more notes sounded at once. Chords create a musical mood by the interactions of all the intervals within them.
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Michael Angelo Italo and today I will discuss elements of music, which is form. Just like in writing and speaking, music is a language with rules that govern how we can compose it. It has a structure and grammar, just as you can put a punctuation mark in the middle of a sentence. For example, a cadential sequence should come at the end of a musical process. Music and language both also have multiple form, and each form has its own guidelines and format to follow. Form is the organizing structure of a piece of music. Clues to the form of piece of music can be found in many different ways, through the phrases of the melody, through the text, through the harmonic structure, through the repetition of melodic material, and other introduction of new contrasting material. We use letter A, B, C to designate musical division of a piece brought about by the above factors. Form refers to a larger shape of the composition. It is in music is the result of interaction of the four structural elements of sound, harmony, melody, and rhythm. And lastly, importance of music. Music can be used and express and help us to understanding of our feeling and emotion in a better manner. Music has the ability to convey all sorts of emotions to people. Music holds the power to bring people together in different ways. It can lessen the stress, pain, struggle, destruction, bring positivity and calmness to our daily life. Music creates a social cohesion. It speaks to all when words can fail, and whether you can go in the world it is understood. Music is a universal gift, and it has a power to connect people is without question. It is an art form with human interaction, and it's centered.